Hi, I'm Susan Kennedy of Pretty Peaceful, and today I want to show you this blanket I just finished last night. That is called the Little Prairie. And this little baby blanket is a smaller version of another one of my recent blankets. This one's called the Peaceful Prairie. Gotta stand back to show you this whole blanket. It's really big, and it's a big project to tackle. And it's beautiful, I love it, but you may want, a smaller commitment to crochet. And this one only took me 3 days. So, if you're a fast crocheter, could be a weekend project, if you really have a lot of time to crochet, or about a week project. And this pattern is available on Ravelry. You can download the PDF. It is a paid PDF at this time, but it's free if you are in our Facebook group called Pretty Peaceful People. So if you're not a member of the group, we'd love to have you. Everybody's welcome, any crocheter, anywhere in the world, and it's a really great group. Everybody's just so lovely. Every time I open my phone, I see a post in there, I'm just like, it brings me joy, and it puts a smile on my face, and I'm just like so in awe of the beautiful things that all of the members make. So you can join the group and click on the files, and you'll find this PDF in there for the Little Prairie blanket. And it's 6 pages. And if you don't have a printer, you can print it out at your local library. There's, some pictures in here to help you out of how things line up in the blanket and how to change colors. There's like a little photo tutorial at the back. And kind of like what your fabric should look like, with like a little bit of peek through of the carried yarn, because this is a tapestry crochet blanket. So it's all double crochet in US terms, and the yarn is carried. If you look up really closely, you can see the white yarn and the blue there. It's because we're carrying both yarns throughout the whole blanket, and we're crocheting over the color we're not using. So you could potentially make this out of just 2 long pieces of yarn. You're just switching back and forth between the yarns, so there are very few ends to weave in, which is great. And for this blanket, I used 1 cake of Lion Brand Mandala Baby yarn. And you don't need the whole cake. You'll have some yards left over, so if you want to cut out one of the colors of yarn, you'll still have enough to make the whole blanket. So this is my contrast color. And then for the solid, I used Bernat Baby Sport, and I used half of the skein already, so it's a little lumpy. But these skeins are so big that you could make 2 blankets. If you have 2 cakes of mandala, you can make 2 separate blankets. So this is the Honeydukes colorway, and this is Bernat Baby Sport in baby white, and they're a really great match. And you can purchase this yarn kit that comes with these balls of yarn, the fall one, obviously, and the printed pattern. And they're available on my website, prettypeaceful.com. I've got just a tiny little yarn shop. It's 100 square feet down in town in Bayfield, Colorado. And, I'll go pack you up an order if you want and ship it out. Usually ship things the next day after you order. So it's a really fun pattern, very small. It's about 32 inches square, which is about 81 centimeters square. So a pretty small blanket, baby blanket, car seat stroller blanket, pet blanket, something like that. And I pulled a couple different colorways to show you some other options I thought would look really good. One option is to use scraps, since we are controlling the colors a little bit here. Like I cut the mandala cake, cut each color separate, and then divided each color into 2 balls. So used 1 ball of yarn for the top half of the blanket and 1 ball of yarn for the second half of the blanket. So the pattern's got instructions on how to do that, but it would be really great to use yarn scraps. Like I like to collect my colors in a basket or like a little case like this. And this is kind of perfect. You'd be able to get a row, some of the smaller rows, you could use a tiny little ball of yarn, maybe even like this, because some of the rows only have just a couple stitches of each color. So use what you have, use your scraps. And as far as arranging the colors, I like to put the darkest color on the outside edges of the blanket, and then have the lightest ones in the middle because it's just that cool kind of almost an optical illusion effect where it looks like it's glowing a little bit if you put the brightest color in the middle. So some other ideas, if you want to do something really striking, you could use black. This is Hobby Amigo. I never know how to say that. You'd need 3 balls of that and maybe 1 ball of Mandala Baby and Rainbow Falls. I think that would be like absolutely beautiful. Put the, dark purples and blues on the edges and that bright yellow in the center. That would be amazing. And I might start this one tonight, actually. We'll see if I have time. And another one I picked out, sometimes people pick like a woodland theme for their nurseries. So I thought this one would be really cute. This one is Mandala yarn in the Sandman colorway. It's like a really woodsy color. And then this is Bernat Baby in Little Mouse. And I think that would be really great together. This is also a DK weight yarn. And you would need 2 of these balls of Bernat Baby if you use that for your main color. And another one here, maybe for like a baby boy or ocean themed room. This is Mandala yarn in the Bowser colorway, and I really love this one. And it also pairs well with Karen's Simply Soft. This is Karen's Simply Soft Heathers in the Gray Heather colorway. And this is labeled as a worsted weight yarn, but it also recommends a 5mm hook like Mandala does. And I've used them together before lots. They work great. There's a little bit more sheen on the Karen's Simply Soft than the Mandala, but I think this would be a really pretty combo. And then the last one I want to show you, this is Hobby Amigo. I'll say it the other way this time. And this colorway, I don't remember the color of it. The color number is 23 for this beautiful turquoise color. And I thought that would look amazing with Lion Brand Mandala Baby in Acre Woods. And I think it would just really pop, especially if you get that really light yellow in the center and the dark purple and blue on the edges. That would be amazing and look like it's glowing. And this reminds me of Disney. Maybe it's the Acre Woods colorway, but if somebody's having like a bright, colorful nursery, I think that would be really great. So look up the Little Prairie blankets on Ravelry, or you can get the pattern and the yarn kit in my shop. And I can't wait to see what everybody makes with these. I hope you have fun with this one, and Happy New Year. Bye.